What's up, witches? It's me, Luna. I'm here for an unboxing video today. And for the first time, I think it's the first time ever, I actually got a deck out and used it in a live stream before I did an unboxing and test drive. So, full disclosure, this isn't, a first view, but I still haven't gone through the whole deck. I only went through it to resort it after I used it in the live stream. So here is Seasons of the Witch, the Beltane Oracle Timely, hey? And this is by Lorianne Anderson and Juliet Diaz, illustrated by Jada Rose. This is a rock pool deck. This is the third in the Seasons of the Witch series. And the next one, or the one I think it's out now, the Mabon Oracle. And it kind of takes me off because they started with Yule, they went to Yule and then Samhain, and then do I have the Imbolc deck? At any rate, they've skipped Lammas, and it makes me kind of upset because that's my birthday. Anyway, unlock your potential for growth, creativity, and abundance with the energy of Beltane. Also known as May Day, Beltane honors life and is a celebration of passion and putting your plans into action. The Earth's energies are at their strongest and most active, and all of life is bursting with potent fertility. At this point in the year, in the wheel of the year, your potential can be unleashed. And I want to comment here. Earth's energies are their strongest and most active. Well, that's externally. Internally is Samhain, and just as, if not more powerful. These cards align with your energy, helping you to unlock your inner wisdom with the help of powerful spiritual forces. Along with thoughtful meanings are invocations or powerful word spells to invoke the energy of each card and to send your intentions of spiritual well-being out into the universe. 44 cards and a guidebook, and I need water. Shake, come on. We have the little grippy things, but oi. We have a little moon. Here is the guidebook. And I did slip the little paper thing back on because, that's the way rock pool decks come, so you can see. And they always come with this little page for you to download the Rock Pool Oracle app. I have it on my phone. I think I might put it on my computer and see how that goes. At any rate, here are the cards. Let's take a look at the book. To find enlightenment, seek nowhere, for it lives within you. That's a great quote. We have introduction, Beltane themes and areas of focus, how to use the cards, Beltane card spreads, and then Beltane cards. I want to look at the areas of focus. The cards look to be in alphabetical order and numbered. There's bonus material. Let's see what the bonus material is. Oh, scan the QR code below to access exclusive bonus material for the Seasons of the Witch Oracle series. Oh yeah, baby. I'm going to be doing that. I don't remember seeing that in the other books. All right, so let's go to, then we have acknowledgments about the authors, about the illustrator. I think I've read those in the other volumes. All right, Beltane themes and areas of focus, and it's just a list of keywords, so that's nice. Abundance, creativity, fertility, growth, love, lust, marriage, not necessarily marriage, passion. Otherworld, passion, pleasure, psychic ability, purification, sensuality, sex and sexuality, union, visions, warmth, and youth. Yes, indeed. And in olden times, when Beltane was actively celebrated, it was, and this still carries on, this little superstition of it being unlucky to get married in May. So many weddings in June, but it was considered unlucky to get married in May, that it wouldn't stick. And the reason was that May was called the honeymoon, the sweet moon, right? It was sexual license, where around the Beltane fire in paganism, people just were attracted to each other and had sex, outside of the bonds of any committed marriage. And then out of that, If children came, they were considered a child of the god. It's kind of like, the male and female would awaken the god and goddess within them, and then those aspects of themselves would choose a partner. And then committed relationships happened in June. So sometimes at Beltane, it was a chance for a couple that had been already attracted to get together and then, maybe make it solid. At any rate, I will throw a little warning out here of how powerful Beltane is. My son is a result of Beltane and being crowned king and queen of the May. And even though I said I was done having kids, he came through. Thank the goddess. Okay. How to use the cards. An invocation is the act or process of petitioning for help or support. In other words, they are prayers sent to the spirits, your guides and ancestors, and all benevolent beings assigned to your life path. Each card in this oracle includes an original invocation written by Juliet that is a summation of the card and can be said out loud to invoke the corresponding message of the card. It's essential to say your invocation out loud, as doing so sends your intention into the universe to be manifested on the wings of your voice's vibration. Even if you do not take any further action on your intention, your spoken words will eventually settle somewhere for someone else to use and will live on as a contribution to the growth of the collective consciousness. I really like that. Yes, the power of the voice. Hearing is the sense of spirit. So anything we put out, and your voice and your breath and the vibratory, oh yes, so powerful. The invocations are a beautiful part of the seasons of the witch family, but can also be used in spells, rituals, potion making, meditations, or any other magical practice that will call in each card's energy. Now, I will say here that from the Yule deck, they have changed the nature of the verses that are on the cards to be something that maybe it is a little bit hard to grasp on a logical basis for your left brain to grasp, but your right brain can. The original verses were just wacky. They were out there. They were like, so they felt like they were intentionally weird, and it didn't really work, but they've changed that, and it's working quite well now, I think. Using the cards beyond Beltane, daily guidance cards, daily reflection cards, intention cards, altar cards. And then Beltane spreads, interviewing your deck spread, getting to know the seasons of the witch. What personality do you have? What is your strength? What is your weakness? How will this deck help me grow? When should I call on this deck for guidance? What is the best way to work with this deck, and what will our relationship be like? That's pretty detailed. 3 card, and they have all the different iterations of 3 cards that you can go. Past, present, future, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, today's theme, today's blessing, today's obstacle, mind, body, spirit. Many suggestions there, all very good. And then we have the Beltane cross spread. Your current energy, sacrifice, a flower crown. Wow, it sure is hard to see the numbers on those. What has caused this situation? Ribbons, what do you need to be aware of? Surrender, what past situation is influencing you? Phoenix, what's likely to happen in the near future? Milk and butter, what's your attitude about this situation? Oracle, what guidance do you need? Bee, what possibilities are available to you? And fertilizing, what's the outcome of this situation? So interesting kind of reframing of the categories of a Celtic cross spread. Milk and butter, what is your attitude? That's kind of interesting. All right, maypole spread for shifting perspectives. There's 4. Flower crown spread, 4 cards. Self-worship spread of understanding your gifts. Ooh, I like that. What's your greatest strength? What is an untapped gift you've yet to embrace? What is a strength others see you having? How can you embrace all 3? How can you feel more nourished and supported? Then there's the goddess spread for finding the right path, and the creation spread for starting something new. Excellent. I like it when authors really do come forth with spreads that are made to bring out the best in the deck they've created. All right. Kind of can't believe that I went for 10 minutes just in the introduction. You see the gilding. It's very nice. Cardstock is good and workable and shuffleable. The deck is not too big. I can hold it like this to cut, shuffle, or like this, so I am looking forward to a good shuffle. Let's look at the back. See the moon and the bees. I love, love, love the bees. You might want to do some research into the bee goddesses. All right. And number 1 is bee. And I'm going to read the invocations. Don't drink all of life from one flower, for there are many to taste and many to explore. Now, okay, let's just go to the book here, because, you know, it talks about an invocation that you can speak out, but it's absolutely the wrong way to go about it to make an invocation or an affirmation or an intention with a negative in it. Don't. This starts with a don't drink all of life from one flower. So, you know, you could change that to drink from many flowers, for there are many to taste and many to explore. But the don't, your brain can't process a don't. If I say don't think of an elephant, you immediately think of an elephant, so you cannot think of an elephant and you're doomed. So your brain kicks out the negative and goes with the positive. So that would say, do drink all of life from one flower. To your subconscious mind, yes, I'd fix that. The artwork is lovely. Like with the other decks, I love her wings. I love the sunny feel in her flower crown, very Beltane. Bonfire, it is through remembering that you will wake the ritual of your existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. Again, I don't see that verse as being something that I want to chant as an invocation. It doesn't work for me. It has to be positive and stated in the present. I remember that I will wake the ritual of my existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. Through my remembering, I will wake, you know, an active statement. And not even I will, I wake, present, right? Boundaries. Boundaries are sewn into the parts of who you are, for they are not to be crossed. Boundaries are a really important thing for Beltane energy. And I'm going to obsess for just a hot second. Sorry, guys. I want to look at this invocation thing again. Each card includes an original invocation written by Juliet that's a summation of the card and can be said out loud to invoke the corresponding message. And yes, I can see how it can invoke the message. It's essential to say it out loud. Doing so sends your intention into the universe. But what's the intention here? All right, so a little garbled. I mean, I do agree that reading it out loud can really hook you into the meaning of the card and evoke things from yourself. But as an invocation, it doesn't work. All right, and remember, when you invoke, you're calling something to you. When you evoke, you're calling it from within. I'm also noticing here that these cards are not cut, right? Do you see that? That is, let's see here. I think that's the border of this one. Maybe, maybe not. Wow, here we go. All right. I do believe, yes. Yeah, they're, you know, they weren't cut on the line. And I don't know, I seem to remember this issue, but I don't know if it was with these other Seasons of the Witch decks. So that's, you know, note to publisher, please cut your cards straight. Chant, hear me loud, hear me roar, for I am here in my truth. I'm getting, like I said, I'm obsessing. Yeah, it's that one. It's the card before it. All right. Chant, hear me loud, hear me roar, for I am here in my truth. I just said that and I didn't even hear myself say it. I'm so obsessed. All right. Unfuss. Cow. May the embrace of all that is nurturing you awaken in all that you are becoming. I would like to see them stated I. This is my intention. If I'm saying all that is nurturing you, I'm putting that out there. May the embrace of all that is nurturing me awaken in all that I am becoming. So mote it be. I love the cow. Look how cute. Like one of the little Scottish hairy cows. creation. Ooh, through the darkness I crossed, and still I found myself in the presence of life. And they're kind of all over the place because we're talking I here, but we're talking in the past. So I, present tense through the whole deck would be a wonderful consistency. Look at this tree with the fully grown woman that is getting ready to birth. I really like that. Kind of, we are created by nature. We are nature. Earth worship. Until my body is in your arms, I will worship you, dear mother of mine. Now this one resonates. Until my body is in your arms, I will worship you, dear mother of mine. That I'm going to put into my personal practice. Embodiment, now unsown from the flesh, a most alluring lullaby stills my pain as the skies bleed for my heart and the embodiment I am to claim. Unsown from the flesh, sown, S-O-W-N, so like not seated. Almost stills my pain. All right. That one's either deep or something else. Faye, not everything is as it may seem. Be cautious, dear one, for there is a story beneath the tale. So that's the deck talking to me. Wait, looking at the pictures. Look at the Faye. They're very cute with their little antlers. And the mushrooms. Fertilizing. Food is not the only thing that nourishes you, dear one. Be mindful of what you feed your soul. Absolutely. I did darken down a little bit, so maybe you can see the images more clearly. Remember that there are many high-def flip-throughs, I'm sure. Though through flame and through song, there will rise a new dawn. Now there, through flame and through song, there will rise a new dawn. That's a great chant. I love the torchlight and the maiden, its glorious flower crown. Wear your power proudly and unapologetically, for it is your birthright and is eternal like the soul. Goat. Fearless I am in the path I choose, for I've never been led astray, always finding my way. And I see goat there picking their steps, but I mean, the first thing that occurred to me is the ruttiness of goats, which is very appropriate to Beltane. Goddess, make sure to feel it in your bones, for you are what you believe. Green man, all that I desire comes to me easily and effortlessly. My favorite affirmation, ever, ever, ever. Thank you, Shakti Gawain. I know this to be true, for I am abundant in all that I do. Growth. Inside myself, I've sown beauty with wounds, which speaks of my immortality in the expansive eternal song, softly bellowing in spirit. Inside myself I've sown, S-E-W-N, like needle and thread sewn, beauty with wounds. All right. Some of these are a little out there. May need to be in deep trance state to make sense. Hand fastings, yes, and here we have diversity both in, and I haven't really been paying attention. We've had diversity racially from, in skin tone from the very beginning, and I love that the goddess is a brown goddess, as she has been from the beginning. Here's hand fastings. So we have diversity as far as sexual identity, very important at Beltane. The pulse through all that I am. No hidden form is left untouched. I am willing, I am risking, for I yearn for unity, spilled lustrously upon my lips. Okay, I can kind of get to that, but they are getting kind of a little out there. And just as a side note for ritual and spell work, if you're doing spell work with a chant, if you're making a chant, rhythmic, rhyming is wonderful. That's very attractive to the right brain and the musical brain. But simple and understandable is also very important. Clear, so that you get what you're saying. Honey. The sweetness of you swells in the grace of your pull, oh so beautifully lethal. Now the pull, I understand, attraction. Beltane is all about attraction, the magnetic pull of one person to another, physically. But beautifully lethal. Wow. Okay, don't quite get that. Indulgence. You are worth every desire, every dream. Demand what is yours, demand what you need. Now see, plain, simple, understandable. Inner power. Let it be known, no will or desire is more powerful than I, embodied. The stars. Love spell. Let the honey of your soul swell in the depths of love. Okay. Maiden. Demand what is yours and take back what was taken. Reclaim until you've gathered all of you. Manifestation. And you know that I am puzzled. I'm getting very fussy with this deck. You know, if I see the card Maiden, what am I thinking? I am thinking of owning, self-owning, and not like pwn, but being empowered and owning yourself. You're not in partnership to anyone. It's your sexuality raw and unadulterated, and it's very powerful in creating. It's youth, but that sense of unowned, except by myself, is important. But this is talking about take back what was taken and reclaim. So I'm not sure about that. Manifestation. Sometimes they come as a breeze upon your fingertips. At other times they dwell in the depths of your soul. It is a dance between you and spirit as the magic unfolds. Who's they? Sometimes they come as a breeze on your fingertips. Okay. Perhaps more will be revealed in the book, as we'll see in our test drive. Maypole, I am fertile in what I seed, for there is reason to dance and drink upon the riches I receive. So I would love to see a maypole done in true Beltane fashion, which is the men dancing clockwise with white ribbons, the women dancing anti-clockwise with red ribbons. The intermingling of the white and the red brings the spark of creation. So here we have all women, and it has been a very feminine deck so far, I have to say. At least it's not children. And I understand children dancing a maypole is a fertility thing, but really, leave it to the adults. Milk and butter, let the silk off one's flesh. Like the silk off one's flesh. I am the giver, I am your eternal. What's the silk off my flesh? Yeah. So we've got these, affectedly enigmatic things that I'm not a fan of. I'm sorry. Morning dew. What stillness does the silence of one's steadiness bring? Now I get it. Oak, don't just look within, dive deeply into the eternal realms of knowing. Yes. Look at him. Isn't he wonderful? So I think I may leave those phrases off, Oracle, spirits of other worlds, tell me tales of the unknown, tell me tales of the forbidden. Yes, wonderful. Orgasm. Thrust your body, elevate your spirit, open the gates to your renewal. That's lovely. That is lovely. Okay, that redeemed it right there. Just having a card for orgasm. That's fabulous. Pegasus, break free, dear one. Spread wide and far, for you aren't containable. You are limitless. That's great. Phoenix, summoned. Your flesh rises from the ashes and into the expansive flame of your soul. Yes, that is, that could have been done. Oh, there is bonfire. So bonfires through remembering that to awaken the ritual of your existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. And then this is Phoenix. Very similar, just a slightly different message. Primal, there's no other way around but through the very truth that lives within you. That's very nice. And Beltane certainly is primal. Ribbons, for it lives in the silk of my binding, the knots in my truth. The eye of becoming, the witness swallowed in stillness. Please tell me if any of you are getting like this really clear. I know exactly what that means. Please tell me. To me, ribbons would talk about, yes, binding and hand fasting, connecting energies. The witness swallowed in stillness. The mask on her face, I don't really get it. I don't get it. Rowan, there is no need to fear, dear one. Protected you are, and protected you will always be. That's a lovely message with the little fae dancing around. Sacred waters, drunken by the swell of the sea, I can feel the blanket of her embrace. Unafraid of the presence releasing the cords, I call her in, I call her deeply within. Okay. Sacrifice, you must find the ebb and flow of life within your very self. Embracing it all is embracing truth. Okay, embracing it all, the ebb and flow, but I don't really understand how that really keys into sacrifice. I love the moon phases, and intuitively, what would I get from this card? Look at the blood flowing. That's the symbol of her fertility. It's the blood sacrifice that women experience in their fertile years. And the sacrifice, the trade for the gift that we have to bear life. All right. Self-worship. My hands fold as I speak to the stars, watching as the sky holds its breath. It's in stillness that I find all that I am and all of divinity within me. That's lovely. Sex magic. I draw on my body with an invisible blade, carved with the bliss of lustrous teeth. It is in the allure that I will meet blood and flesh. That's interesting. And it's all female here, which is an interesting choice for Beltane. I mean, I love that the, was it hand fasting that showed the female couple, the same-sex couple? Yes, hand fasting. But when it comes to sex magic, and Beltane itself is about that polarity of male-female. So sex magic, I mean, you can certainly do solo sex magic, and you can certainly do sex magic in same-sex couples, because it's all about the buildup of the energy and maintaining intention through that. And then the release is through orgasm, and that's how you send the spell off. But I would kind of like to see a hetero couple there. Stone circle. In ceremony you conjure a devotion so deeply it reflects thy worship unto yourself. And here we go with the kind of mixing of the thy and the you. Thou and you. All right. But I love the image, dancing in the stone circle. Sun god. Come all, come now, expand into the skies and into the shadows below. That's great. Surrender. There's nothing more blissful than the act of letting go, of setting yourself free of all that doesn't serve you. The lovers. Here we go. Love lulls all sorrow and bewitches flesh, mind, and breath, reminding me that I am unafraid of the unfurling winds of my eternity. Why does she have a bustier on? We just had this lovely picture of sex magic with sky-clad women glorying in the touch of the free air on their flesh, and now we have a man and a woman together as the lovers, and she's wearing a damn bra. It's kind of like, you know, the major network series like Buffy. You know, they would show people having sex and the woman always has a bra, because that's the way we do. Vision. To find enlightenment, seek nowhere, for it lives within you. Yes, That's the quote from the beginning of the book. Absolutely. We've got the three fates. Wildcat, be still and tune in, for there's something afoot lurking alongside you. Ooh. I gotta say, so far, I am disgruntled. I am not gruntled. And you've heard abundantly why. So let's see how this deck goes. Whoopsie, I need to light a charcoal, and that means I need a lighter. BRB. Did I check my setup before I started today? Hell no. I may need to open my window because I'm really hearing the birds. Hear it? A little robin. All right, let's do a little cleansing. I did this a little bit last night, so, but, you know, it's part of my unboxing video, so I shall do it again today. I do have some sage here. And I am not lighting the sage with wooden matches as I love to do because I can't find any. All right. Through air and fire, may you be purified and charged. Through water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. And through the sound of the bell, may spirit awaken. All right. And guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, thank you so much for being here and helping me work with this deck. I offer you fresh water and the fire of Azrael. Now we get the salt water off of it. All right. The shuffle. As I said, I'm trying to remember what it was like shuffling this last night, but it's fine. It's not too big. The cardstock is bendable, but it's not flimsy. It all depends on the skill of the shuffler. I'm going to do one more riffle, and then we will cut. And they're telling me to spread and pull from this deck. All right, so let me look at these 3-card readings, spreads that they suggest, and see. All right, current situation, option 1, option 2, strength. Strength is action to find, what's holding you back? What's your greatest strength? The action to find empowerment. You, status of your relationship partner, who you think you are, who you really are, which purpose is. Ego, higher self, spirit guides, problem, solution, advice. Let's see. Let's do today's theme, today's blessing, and today's obstacle. Theme, blessing, and obstacle. All right. Let me put this over here because I want to spread them. All right. So, I would like to know theme, today's blessing, today's obstacle. And this, holds for the day I'm doing this, but it also holds for whatever day you're watching this. Theme, blessing, obstacle. Theme, blessing, obstacle. Well, maybe I don't need to spread and pull. Theme, blessing, obstacle. Let's just do it that way. Theme is vision. The blessing is the stone circle. The obstacle is growth. Okay. I'm going to go straight intuitively here, and then we'll go to the book. So if I'm ignoring these little verses on the cards, the theme is vision. What is the scope of your vision? How do you see your life unfolding? Are you living your life in a way that follows your vision, or are you living in reactive mode? Sometimes we go into that reactive mode, or some people live their entire lives here, where I don't have any vision or purpose for my own life. I've never explored that. I'm just going along reacting to everything that happens. I'm driving my car from the passenger seat or even the back seat, Life is something that happens to you. So vision card here says take a moment, and in this Beltane season, with this Beltane energy, whatever season you're in now, take a time to think about the vision of what you want to grow for your life, because Beltane is when we plant seeds. Here in Ohio, in a very temperate zone where all of the seasons are full on, May is the planting month. Farmers wait until the last threat of freeze is gone, and last night we actually had a warning for crops and trees, and I pray that blossoms didn't get damaged. But it's about planting seeds. So before you plant a seed, it's a very good thing to know what you're trying to grow. And when you're going through your life and you're thinking, you know, I'm not happy with things, or I'm not getting what I want, how clear are you on what you want? So the theme is on clarifying what your vision for your life is. How do you see your life? How do you want it to be? How do you see yourself in the center of it? What are your strengths? How does your life flow from those strengths? So vision is all about looking long, looking wide at the impact of your life, at the how you are using the gifts that you've been given, how your fate is unfolding. See the fates there? They spin, they measure, they cut. That's the space of a lifetime. So, time to take an active part. The theme is about taking an active part in the course of your life and having a clear vision installed in your subconscious and your conscious mind, so that you can be headed in that direction, you know, at all times. All right, the theme, the blessing, is the stone circle. So it talks about ceremony here, in ceremony, and this stone circle is a boundary. It's also a place where community gathers, where spiritual community gathers. So I would say the blessing is your like-minded spirits that you have around you. If you are part of a coven or a group that practices regularly and does magic, that is clearly your blessing. If you don't, then ceremony itself, drawing the magic circle around you, putting up protections in the quarters, and activating that space and doing your own ceremony and ritual is your blessing, the ability to do magic. And then what was it? The theme, the blessing, the obstacle? Was it obstacle? Theme. Yes, today's obstacle is growth. How can growth be an obstacle? It can be an obstacle when that's all we're focusing on. And it's like progress. Let's swap out the word progress. What does progress mean? You know, well, we have to be moving forward. Do we? Have we assessed where we are? So if we are focused on growth, if I'm framing it as an obstacle, maybe we can be so focused on what we're growing in the future that we're forgetting to be in the present. I'm going to read and get some help from the book with this one, and then we'll go back to the other two. Expansion visualization. Now, do we have... There's no reverse meanings for these cards. In ancient times, Beltane would have been considered to be the start of summer, the season of action, abundance, and energy. The universe will present you with opportunities in such a period of growth, but you must be willing to meet opportunity with commitment and passion. Absolutely. Make those calls, start researching, and be ready to make your pitch when you're put on the spot. Your dreams are out there for the taking, but you must be willing to do the work to see them grow. You have pulled growth to remind you that success lies outside of your comfort zone. This card is challenging you to reach for things that are much bigger than you'd normally go for. So that really is the obstacle. I don't have to try to reframe it. They're giving us that here, that the obstacle is to grow beyond our comfort zone. The obstacle is that, it kind of follows on from the stone circle. We have this very comfortable, safe place, and if we're too comfortable there, that can be an obstacle, that we're unwilling to grow outside, to expand that place of safety by stepping into the places that are unknown and unsafe. Don't worry about the outcome, but instead focus on what you can do today to be one step closer to the goal line. Just as farmers have to do heavy lifting during spring, pulling weeds, fertilizing crops, and monitoring growth, you will also need to expend energy to reap your harvest later down the road. So they are talking about work and commitment too, and maybe the obstacle is how much time, the fact that you have not actually committed to what you're doing. Pulling growth together with beer hand fastings is a sign that your path to success will involve the help of many others. And considering this two-stone circle, we have a community. Consider the help of a mentor or develop new skills to expand your knowledge and abilities. And then they have an expansion visualization. Is that part of all these cards? 'Tis not. All right, so there's an expansion visualization here, which I will not read. I leave you with plenty of things to discover for yourself. So let's start from the beginning here. I'm not necessarily going to read all of everyone. I just had it here. Okay, 41, 42, 43. Vision. Now is the time to retreat into the inner workings of your own being. The answers you seek can be found within your inner knowing, or the part of you that does not speak with words. You're being guided to feel your way through your situation rather than using logic or reason. You may not understand the feelings you have at first, but your soul knows, and will continue to guide you to where you cannot see with your physical eyes. So vision that we're talking about here is inner vision. Now is not the time for action. This will come later. For now, be still, meditate, visualize, and spend time with yourself, preferably in nature. Pulling vision means it is time to start relying on your own knowledge and advice. Seek others for counsel, but strain the words of others through your intuition. Ooh, I like that. Feel it and try it on to see if it truly aligns with your soul. Vision guides you to go with the flow. Much like a sudden vision, you must allow your inner being to show you where it needs to go. Dreams, daydreams, and fantasies hold significant meanings during this time. Boy, howdy. Stone circle ceremony. And, you know, the cards have a single keyword in the book. And I kind of wish that keyword was on the card rather than these verses. That would be much more helpful. Vision is about enlightenment. That's the one keyword. Stone circle is ceremony. It's in there, enlightenment, ceremony. I'm going to go back to growth and see if that's there. Expansion. It says in the expansive eternal song. So it would be very helpful if just that one single keyword were on these cards. Ceremony isn't just about magic. This is the blessing. Remember, ceremony isn't just about magic and manifestation. It is absolutely a moment to channel your power and send your intentions out into the spiritual world. But it's also a moment to yourself, a devotion to the things that are most important to you, to who you're working to become, or to the life you've dreamt of for so long. While there is a certain power in elaborate spiritual workings, know that magic is available to you in the small moments of the day. Oh, I love that. The writing is wonderful. It is beautiful and it's wonderful. And I don't want you to throw the baby out with the bathwater here. I've got a lot of little gripes, but they're little gripes. The writing's very good. So yes, you can do big elaborate rituals and ceremonies, and they are incredible. And, you know, mountain moving, but being a witch 24 hours a day means that you bring that level of awareness, spiritual awareness, and magical awareness to everything that you do. More fire of Azrael. I hope I don't choke. You have found yourself within the stone circle today. See, I have the window open. Because you've been living too fast. You are being guided to see the small magic and notice the blessings, signs, and energy. Hold on. Too much, Luna. That are swirling around you. You'll know the small magic by the way it makes you feel. You may notice it in the warm smile of a child or the sudden fragrance of a nearby flower. Or perhaps your favorite song has been playing in the background but has only just now caught your ear. Any moment that grabs hold of you can be a ceremony of mindfulness and rest. Additionally, seek ways to invite more ritual into your daily life as doing so is an invitation to awaken to the subtle energies all around you and an opportunity to connect with your own spiritual power. So it's talking about living too fast. The reason this card's coming is because we're living too fast. Now, nowhere in this image or this verse do I see that I'm living too fast and I need to slow down. So again, the cards really do require you to go back to the book to get what it is the author's putting out here. And then we already read this one for the obstacle. And that was expansion. Enlightenment, ceremony, expansion. These first two talked about being still, slowing down, going inside. And then the obstacle is expansion, being willing to go beyond that. All right. I really appreciate this series. I have to say that much. I will be getting every single deck that comes out in this series because it's part of the collection and I want it to be a full set. So thinking of my kids down the line, you're welcome. But I do have gripes. I feel like maybe they're trying to be a little too apparently spiritual and mistaking that for being enigmatic, and I do have an issue with that. Still, I think as a card a day deck, it'll be really great, and I think it's going to be, how good this deck gets depends on the hands that it's in, as with every single deck. But the goods are there to get to. I feel like I have to get over, my own frickin' Virgo brain fussiness to use this deck, but the goods are there. You can do a reading. It is accessible. It does very much embody the feeling of Beltane. I'm going to pull this deck out on Beltane, and I may have a totally different experience of it. We'll see. All right, you guys, thanks for being here in the slow zone. I would love to know what you think of this deck. It has been out. It's not a brand new release, so I'm sure there are plenty of you that have this deck in your collection, and I'd like to know how you feel. And I'm sorry that the desktop is so dark. Do you hear the birds? But it's so bright out that, I wanted you to be able to see the cards. At any rate, if you like this, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. I am on live streams every Wednesday evening, and random ones here and there, unboxings here and there. I hope to see you again, and until I do, this is Luna. Blessed be.